It was a year ago at this time that I went in and called my mom and dad from the day room phones when I came home from work. That was home. I was born in Port Arthur, Texas, raised in a great home. My parents, Bob and Jeannie West, they've been married since 1968. So the story I'm about to tell, I can't tell you that I came from a broken home where there were problems in the home that caused me to go off the rails like I did. Because I didn't. I mean, I've had every opportunity in life, and I came from a great family. Like I said, they've been married since 1968, still married. I have a brother named Brandon that's older than I am by 3 years, a little brother named Grayson that's younger than me by 5. So we have this great, happy family, and things seemed really great until I was 9 years old when I was molested by a female babysitter. And, they took me to counseling, everything was supposed to be taken care of with that, we thought, but things start happening in my life. I start drinking. I start drinking at 10. Then by the age of 12, I'm smoking pot, skipping school, smoking cigarettes all the time. Start having sex at a really young age. Things that a lot of kids think are cool and fun to do. Mm-hmm. But all along, these are just red flags going up. But I hide it well. My ability to play sports really well, and namely to throw a football really well, kind of kept a lot of that at bay. Good job. Good job, guys. I took football really serious for several reasons. One, I wanted to excel at the position of quarterback. And 2, I wanted to get a scholarship and eventually get out of Port Arthur and go somewhere and play football and get an education. So I took it so serious that I would get up in the mornings and work out before school. I'd go run. They had a field right across the street from my house. I'd go throw footballs through the tire swing all the time. And I ended up going to the University of North Texas. But it all came to a crashing halt against Texas A&M in September of '96. Third play of the game, just a clean screen pass, and I got hit, driven to the turf, and I separated my shoulder. And they had to go in and remove the collarbone, the distal clavicle. And I eventually worked to get my starting job back, but that summer after that, I severed my Achilles tendon in half in an accident in the home. So that was it. What's that? All right, you hit. You see your foot stuff hit? Like that.
Someone called from there and said he was in the hospital and he had severed his Achilles. I knew then that he would recover physically, but I worried about the mental because he had already lost,
Yeah, that was really a blow for him. I mean, football was everything to him.
There you go, like you're chopping something down, up high. I've invested so much stock in my identity as a student athlete, as a quarterback at the university. I'm in a fraternity at the time. So my identity is built up on a lot of things they're kind of superficial. So I don't have any real value to my life at this point. And then when the injuries happened, man, I was just mad at God. I was furious. Like, why me? It's more of a pity party than anything else. But at that fork in the road, I chose the wrong path. And that's when I got into doing cocaine and doing other drugs.
He was trying to compensate, self-medicate. And that's when he started on a bad path.
Chasing that high, chasing that first high, which I never caught, by the way. Chasing that first high with a glass pipe, smoking meth. I got a job with one of the biggest banks in the world out of Dallas, UBS, and started training to be a stockbroker. And it was there that I got introduced to methamphetamine. And from that point on, I was instantly addicted to meth. It was unlike any other drug, and it was the addiction was terrible. The addiction brought you to the depths of hell because once you were out of the drug, you would do anything you had to get it. You'd scour the carpet for little pieces of drug you might have dropped that you thought you put in your pipe. And I'm smoking this stuff all the time, but I lose my job, I lose my home, my car, my mind, my tethering to God. It's all gone, and everything in that point is about meth. And that's where the criminal behavior comes in, because now I'm homeless and I'm living in dope houses with other dope fiends or living out of my car. And eventually I get in with these guys when I blow all my money, all my savings. I get in with these guys that are breaking into storage units. And eventually that doesn't become enough, and we take it to the next level and start breaking into houses. A few months later, the SWAT team would come and arrest me. So I'm going to trial, and I get found guilty. And the trial lasts 6 days. But when the judge tells me the time that I've got, it is just like it's an echo going through my head. It's like 65, 65, 65. And you kind of feel like, Ms. Bowers, that you've been thrown away. You feel like, man, they're throwing me away. I'm gone for the rest of my life. And the worst part, I talk about the victims I made with these burglaries, and I made a lot of victims with these burglaries, but the worst part The biggest victims I made were my family.
That's a whole family gone, because the family is broken apart because of what I did, man. I put my parents through hell, my family through hell.
It was devastating. You know, you prepare your life, or you prepare for different things that can happen with your children, but I don't think you can ever prepare yourself to hear what we were told that Damon had done.
At first I didn't want to believe it, and of course Damon wasn't being truthful with us at the time, and he said this, I didn't really do what they said I did, I've done some things, but it's not this bad. You don't want to believe it at first, and then you think, wow, what didn't we do? Where did we go wrong?
First couple months in prison was really hard. I mean, there's fighting that goes on.
Someone tell you when to eat, when to wake up, when you can go to the bathroom, when you can shower.
There's child molesters, there's murderers, there's rapists, there's all that, and there's a few guys with sentences like drug possession or burglaries like me, but it's not many. So you're over there, and all you do is spend time with these guys all the time. There's nowhere to go. So I made parole, and as a condition of parole, I'm on parole for pretty much the rest of my life. So now is more of a recovery time, a time for healing, and I just look forward every day to wherever God can use me.